Hi guys, it's Cole Dingo. I'm trying something a little new today. I'll go into it more after the review, but yeah, I've been playing this game and I really really want to talk about it because it's taken a significant portion of my life. It's taken 40 hours, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you take into account the fact that I really don't like to spend too much time with games. I like to try and jump from thing to thing, and you know, I try not to do anything that's like too much of a time sink. This game, yeah, this game took my time, it really did. So I'm gonna talk about it, and maybe it'll make me feel better about the time I feel that I've wasted. So Pop-Up Dungeon, that's the game. That's the game you're seeing back there. Pop-Up Dungeon is a dungeon crawler roguelite tactical RPG thingamadoo that involves a lot of custom player-made content. Everything is something you can create. That's down to like for the characters, to the items, to enemies, to even like the game modes and the games themselves. And it's really freaking neat. But I'll start with like the basic kind of format of the game, and then we'll go into the creation tools later. So the game starts you out as like a in this kind of like story where you fight this guy. He's like a wizard, and you can see he kind of has like the little emoji man that you're seeing a little bit before. It kind of has this small kind of story where it introduces you to the mechanics of the game and stuff like that, and then through these fights with the wizard, and then also little extra campaigns you can use to get other stuff. You basically go through and you do regular kind of dungeon crawly stuff. You go, like you can see here, I got a chest. There's gold coins you can collect like that. There are even like ways to get more skills. You can level up. You can gain like attribute boosts. Like you can gain like these tomes that give you like different modifiers to your skills and such, which, you know, that sort of thing. I wouldn't say it's much different than a regular tactics RPG. If you've played anything like a Final Fantasy Tactics, or a Final Fantasy I only really have played Final Fantasy Tactics, but if you played a game like that, you'll be able to pick this up pretty easily. You know, you go through dungeons. You can there's different modes. There's like a roguelike mode. There's like an arena mode. All these different kind of modes. But for the most part, you're just doing tactical combat with various, you know, different skills. And the game itself is pretty fun. I would definitely say that I don't think it's as deep as... Well, that's hard. Oh, that's weird to say. I don't think it's as deep as like a full-on tactics RPG, like something like a you know, I guess like maybe a Tactics Ogre. I guess that's another one. Or like, you know, again, Final Fantasy Tactics, because those are the only two tactics RPGs that I've played because I'm basic. But I'd still say that there is, but I hesitate to say that because it's got so much, like, you have so many things you can do. Your abilities can do so much. But at the end of the day, it is kind of like, it does start to feel kind of samey. A little bit, but maybe that's just me. Maybe that's because I refuse to stop using my character, and I really only want to use one. And I kind of, once you got a team, you kind of fall into a habit. So maybe there's not much motivation for me to change characters. But whatever, regardless. So the game is a pretty dang fun tactics RPG roguelike experience. It's nothing that you probably haven't seen before in other games in terms of mechanics. But what really makes this game shine, and what's taken up so much of my time, full disclosure, I don't think I'm that far into the game. I've beaten like one of their sort of side campaigns, and then I've beaten like I think 4 levels of the Wizard's Tower, and I've spent 40 hours in this game, which for me is a lot. That's like a full game, right? This game's creative tools are insane. They're crazy. Like I have, like you've seen him a little like during gameplay, right? I've made a Cole Dingo character. I have a Cole Dingo little box man that can transform and do all these other crazy abilities. There is like so I can't describe it. It's hard to like describe to you the breadth of what you can do. But I'm gonna say that if it's something that like it's not like if you can think of it, you can do it kind of stuff. But like if you can like, as you play the game, you'll start to discover like little things you can do as you experiment with the character you've created. You can kind of like build them around the fights that you get into. You go, oh, actually, this is useless, or this is better. You can tweak. It's like you're almost like sort of using the game engine itself kind of as a game mechanic. You're using you're building a character and making it better and better as you progress. But yeah, the options for like character creation are insane. You have multiple different skills you can create, abilities they call them here. These little like trading card looking things that you can customize the card art for it. You have so many options you can do for skills. You can increase. You can like change stats. You can do status effects. You can transform into another type of unit. You can summon units. You can do all this crazy stuff. It's frankly insane. I love it. It's super, super cool. And I wish that I was a little bit more eloquent with my words to kind of describe to you how good this game is in that regard. But I can only say that like if you're a person that likes to make OCs and you like playing as your own OCs, this game will be for you 100%. Let's see. Is there anything else that I can say regarding the character creation or the creation stuff? I haven't messed around with anything much beyond the character customization. I do know that there's game stuff that you can do, like you can make your own campaigns, but I'm not even touching that. That sounds like a massive time sink that my life is not ready for. I've spent so much time just making a character that it's frankly that's it. I'm good on that. I'm good on that right now. But let me think here. So yeah, creation. Yeah, I think that's about as far as I can get. Like, I could talk to you forever about what I did for my character, but I actually have a separate video for that coming out. Probably around the same time this one comes out. That'll actually go into detail, and that'll be tied to my workshop because I'm going to be uploading the Cold Dingo pop-up dungeon character that you can play as and modify to your heart's content. Yeah, honestly, I just needed to get this out of my system. I don't really have anything. I don't know if I'm not exactly a game reviewer. I don't have any super insightful and interesting opinions on this kind of stuff. I just hope that maybe my thoughts on this can reach you in a way, and maybe you can get something out of this that maybe I can find somebody else that can play this game and kind of bring more people into the fold on how awesome this experience is, because not many people are playing this right now. This is not a successful game, and I do wonder if maybe it's because of the time investment thing of like, oh well, you've got to make a character to really get something out of it, and that's going to take some time. I've spent like hours. I've spent like probably at least 2/3 of this game making my character. So I could see that maybe that's a thing that people bounce off of. It also has no tutorial, so there's that. It is all learn as you go. It's easy to learn, but then again, I'm also a software developer, so maybe I have an advantage that other people don't. Let's see. I think beyond that, that's basically it. If there's anything I could recommend that this game get like immediately, this game is screaming for multiplayer. Honestly, I actually didn't say this before. I actually should have mentioned this for the games themselves. The games actually are sort of organized into two sort of settings. There's the overworld kind of situation where you actually have these little cards that you scroll through and they unfold, and then you can actually do like sort of point-and-click adventure, text adventure kind of stuff. You can be like, oh, are you going to do this? Well, you've reached a path, whatever. Are you going to do this or this? And despite it being called a roguelite, there's actually a lot of story stuff in this game. There's a lot of plot that you can get into and characters you can talk to and stuff like that, all organized in this really nice bundle. And it kind of turns itself into like a D&D simulator. which is really freaking neat. It's cool. Like, your characters actually have stats that are used in that sort of world. Like, if you have a character that's good at something, and you're asked to roll a dice, your character's stats will be matched against it, and you know, based on that, you can like succeed in certain things, do whatever, get items that you wouldn't get before, start matches with better stats. Again, really freaking neat. And I think that the only thing that I would really want out of that is that, like, it's you know, a D&D simulator is cool, but the cool thing about D&D, at least the appeal for a lot of people, is that it's, you know, it's a social experience. And the idea that all of you could create your own cool characters and then, like, go have an adventure together in a very well simulated kind of cardboard world would be super freaking cool. And I think that it's like a massive missed opportunity. Listen, guy, like, if you guys are listening to me right now, like, if you need somebody to help you make that happen, I'm not a Unity programmer, but I will learn to help you. I want this to be a thing so bad. That sounds so fun. And I know that people already do something like that. They use Steam Remote Play, but unfortunately, there's not really, like, I don't necessarily like it because it's not, like, everybody still has to have the game anyway, right? So everybody, because they want to be able to make their characters, and I'm not gonna, like, wait while somebody spends several hours making their character on my computer. And while, yeah, you can obviously upload it to the workshop, you know, I'd still like there to be the ability of, like, just jumping into somebody else's game, loading up a character, and just going. Like, that sounds like way less of a barrier to entry, and I think would increase the game's appeal like a million. But yeah, that, I think, is all I have to say on the game. I think I'm good. Game's really fantastic. You should play it 100%. If you like tactics RPGs, if you like Dungeons and Dragons, if you like making shit, you'll love this game, and I highly suggest it. Anything else though? Oh yeah, right. So I guess, yeah. So like I said, experimental video. I just kind of, like, wanted to try a sort of stream of consciousness talky video. Obviously, I don't do a lot of those. I mostly just do upload, like, Twitch stuff to the channel, or like game trailers that I've made for the game slash games I've worked on. But in this case, I made this video because I'm interested in doing more devlogs, trying to integrate the YouTube part of my VTuber you know, identity into the fold. Because I think that devlogs are a great way to keep myself honest. It's kind of like having a scrum, you know, if you know what scrum is, if you're a programmer, it's kind of like it's like a you know, a way for you to kind of openly keep track of what everybody's doing. You kind of, like, get up and you talk about, hey, I'm doing this. This is what I'm going to be working on this week. This is what I'm going to be doing. This is what I did last week. That kind of thing. I want to try to do more of that, and I need a format to do that in, because I want to make sure that these don't really take up that much time. I want to be able to just sit down, throw up a window, and be like, okay, you know, this is what I did. This is what I'm going to be doing, and then bam, done. I can just move on with my day. It shouldn't take more than 30 minutes to make one of these videos. Like that. That's kind of my intention. So that's kind of what this is. Like an experiment with, because I don't really have much to devlog about. I've kind of been in the middle of stuff. I've just had a lot. I've had a lot of life stuff, quote unquote, but not in the kind of YouTuber way of, like, I've had a lot of life stuff as in family trauma or something like that. I've literally just had a lot of stuff in my life that has taken up my time, and it has just been, you know, stuff that I don't want to disclose, obviously, but, you know, nothing bad. Trust me, nothing bad. But yeah, yeah, I think that's basically it. I hope that you have enjoyed my, crazy ramblings, and, you know, I don't expect to be doing more reviews like this. I just really fucking love this game, and I needed to talk about it, and, this is the only way I could feel was appropriate. Oh, and I'm about to do something cool here. I don't. Okay. Sorry, I did want to point this out. I just realized I'm doing it here. So you see that move that I just did that like caused him to explode? I'll talk about it more in my character overview for this game. But I have an ability called Deal Me In one of my forms. It's the high roller form, the gambling form. And the idea is that you get dealt in a hand of skills, and then you can sort of play them. They're one shots and they're pretty powerful, but they're only like they're pretty cheap, and they give you your AP back. And basically the idea is you're using your AP as like your money, and you can try to work your way up to 10 AP because that's the max. And when you do, it basically does 100 damage. It completely destroys everything, and it's super cool. And it knocks you out of high roller, which means that you can use that ability again. It does 100% of your opponent's HP. That's what it says on the card. Sometimes it does 85% or like something less, depending on the enemy's resistance. But that's good. I kind of wanted it that way. I didn't want it to necessarily be like all or nothing. I wanted it to be like I'm going to just do a crazy amount of damage to you. And you can always get that in about 2 turns because all my forms are pretty speedy. They get AP really fast, but if you're lucky, which again the gambling mechanic, right? If you're lucky, you can get like 10 AP right off the bat and just use it, and that's the fun of it. But anyway, again, enough rambling. This game's pretty cool. I love it. You should play it, and if you do, drop your characters in the description below. I will play them. I might be streaming it at some point later this week. I might be streaming. When I release the video, I might also be streaming it. I don't know. We'll see what I do on that one. I'm deciding. I do want to do one more stream of it, so we'll see. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and yeah, be excellent to each other. I don't know. See you later.